Greetings everyone, Joseph James here, schooloftrade.com, May 25th, 2010. Here's your live stream recap. Hope you guys had a good time listening in the room this morning. Before we talk about the trades we took today, guys, I want to remind you guys, below the video here, we have a link that takes to our blog. Guys, any terms we talk about in the room today, we talked about a bunch of new terms today in the room. If you have any questions about those terms, head to the blog, use that search box, and don't forget, guys, the blog has topics on market profile, how, of course, you can watch our live tutorials and live webinars, even take a couple of quizzes from popular futures terms. So the link is right below the video. That will take you guys to our blog. On the blog, make sure you guys use the search box, and then don't forget, guys, subscribe to our newsletter. That way you get all the updates every time we send them out. We only took 2 trades today, guys. We watched the DAX for a little while this morning. We watched the crude, the gold, looked at the Russell for a little bit this morning. Very slow, sluggish day today. Not really sure what was in the market this morning that kind of had things so slow, but we'll take a look at that a little bit later on this morning in this video. As you can see, though, 2 trades this morning. Both of them were winners. We didn't have much opportunity to really do anything else today. There really wasn't much other opportunities out there for us to take, so we'll talk about those a little bit later on. But we got 65 ticks this week so far, guys, 60 this week, and we got just shy now of $15,000 for this month. So 15,000 USD for the month of May so far, only 4 contracts, and we're going into what is anticipated to be that Memorial Day holiday. Next Monday, the 31st, is Memorial Day, which means this Friday, possibly even this Thursday, we may start seeing people head out to the lake a little bit earlier, right? Get out from behind their trading desks. The Memorial Day holiday will be a big concern for us here going into the end of this month. So that's probably, give or take a couple ticks here, that's probably the reason why most of this stuff is slowing down here right now, just because of that holiday coming up. We got GDP on Thursday. We had consumer confidence today. As you can see, 48,000 for the year so far, 15,000 for the month so far, and 650 for the week so far. We'll keep you guys posted on that. So what's the most important thing that happened today? Well, yesterday was a holiday. We had 10 o'clock consumer confidence, which we thought was going to give us the volume we needed to kind of get this market jumped, back to speed here. But we opened things up, dollar flat, gold was sitting there flat and quiet. Gold was pretty much the kind of the surprise of the day today. Gold did nothing. Now, usually when gold goes flat, it'll usually give us some sort of trading range, but the gold market simply sat there absolutely quiet today. We're looking at potentially a rollover on gold the next week and a half, though, too. So we're sharing volume between the 810 contract, which is the next gold contract, and the 610 contract, which is what I'm trading right now. So gold flat and quiet today. We usually have a couple patterns on gold. Didn't see anything at all today. Now, looking forward the rest of the week, remember, we got GDP on Thursday. Maybe we're waiting for that. Maybe we're not. Again, the big thing, though, is this coming weekend is that big holiday weekend, the Memorial Day holiday here in the U.S. So we will expect to see traders taking off early for that holiday weekend. But it's Tuesday, so we don't expect to see that happen. It shouldn't be affecting us that badly, but we'll watch the dollar. First, the dollar will give us that kind of sign for what's going to come up today. So we'll start with the dollar first. This is my slower time frame on the dollar. The dollar moves all my other markets. So my dollar, of course, is going to look for, right? The dollar will show me what's going to most likely be coming up right down the rest of the day today. So the dollar here, you can see in the left side here, you've got a downward trend. We came down, we then went sideways late last week, and then this morning we came in and we noticed we had already been testing those previous highs here, right, from the middle of last week. So we're right back up now, this kind of U-shape here, right back up now to those high of day. Now, these highs here, just above 87.500 the dollar, that's exactly where we're looking now, all right, for our DX patterns. So the dollar this morning gave us a little bit of kind of a confidence builder here. You can see dollar was moving to the upside. Usually when the dollar is moving to the upside, it's usually because, why? Because the rest of the markets will also be moving. So we're usually very excited to see the dollar moving to the upside like this, but it didn't really play out like that today. Now, this, of course, could have been a correction, right? That may be of why we didn't get much movement out of it, because usually if the dollar is moving that quickly to the upside like that, usually the rest of our markets will also be moving very quickly, but it didn't really play out that way today. We'll take a look at it, of course, as you guys can see. Okay, so dollar rising, we expected to see currencies dropping. We expected to see gold and crude moving as well. Let's take a look and see how things went. Of course, crude oil were the only 2 trades we took today in the live trade room. The euro was, of course, our look for the DX pattern here. So we're going to use the euro for our DX pattern. On the dollar, we noticed the dollar tested, right, that high there from previous this week. Okay, actually middle of last week. Okay, so dollar comes in, tests those, right, retest those highs. At those highs, we're now looking for a DX pattern. So we watch the dollar tells us what to be looking for the day ahead. Most importantly, though, whenever we see that dollar trading at its high of day, I'm now going to be again looking for what we call our DX pattern. And our DX pattern says if the dollar is at its extremes, right, here's the dollar, there's the DX. The DX here is at the high of day with my dollar at the extremes. And I also have the euro or the Swissy or the CAD or the Aussie also at its extremes. Okay, you get the euro on the left hand, right? That's the 6E low of day here. Okay, so dollar at the high of day, euro at the low of day. Both these markets at the extremes. Now, guys, you know what the DX pattern looks like. All the members out there, go into your advanced course, watch the video on the DX pattern, right? In the advanced course, it's all the way at the bottom. Of course, you'll see how this pattern sets up. We have the dollar breaking its lows here. Right, so the DX breaks its lows. We had to wait to get through this trend line first, 87,365, and there's your break below. Now, notice what time this was, right? What time was this at? This is at about 7:30 this morning here, right, on the dollar. So right before we'd opened up our trade room, this pattern triggered. Now, follow me over here in the euro, because at the same time here now, at 7:30, we have the euro setting up. Now, notice we have the same trend line here on the euro. I'm going to wait to break above that trend line. 2209 was my level. And of course, above that 2209, right, that's your trade long on the euro. Okay, so real quick, the DX pattern says if the dollar is at its highs and the euro is at its lows, I will wait for the dollar to break off those highs. That will give me the confirmation I need to get into my euro trade long. Okay, once we saw at 7:30 this morning, once we saw the euro break above 2209, once we saw the dollar break below 87,365, that was our long trigger on the euro. And you can see, right, 2209, there's plus 20, there's plus 30, and there's plus 35. So a 35 tick move there on the euro at 7:30 this morning on the DX pattern. Nice big winner there for you guys. Congratulations to the members who took that trade with us. Now we also saw it setting up this morning on the Swissy. Okay, now once again, left side is the dollar, right? Same thing. DX pattern is at its highs. Meanwhile here, over here on the Swissy, this is the 6S. Ticks at $12.50 per tick. They're at their lows. Okay, what time is it at? 7:30, right? 7:30 a.m. We break the low, right? Break that swing low at 87,365 in the dollar. Meanwhile, 7:30 a.m. Where are we here on the Swissy? 7:30 a.m. Got to get above that trend line. And there you go. 85.86 was the break above. Above 85.86, you're long. Okay, you've got, of course, there's your plus 10, right? There's your plus 20. And, of course, all the way up to 86.10, that's going to give you plus 25. So a plus 25 move on the Swissy. We had a plus 35 move on the euro. Doesn't matter which one you traded, guys. Both of them set up at the same time. And, of course, very simple pattern. All right, now let's take some trades we took today live in the room. Okay, those last two trades, of course, were before the room opened. But in the room this morning, again, like I said, very choppy day. Didn't really have a lot of volatility going on, not a lot of volume. First trade of the morning here on crude. Both trades this morning were live on crude this morning in the trade room. Breaker pattern long at 9:52. Now at 10 o'clock, we had consumer confidence. This was just before 10 o'clock news. We came up, short-term trend up. We break above our swing high. There's your breaker pattern long. 93 was the fill. First target plus 4. We take 2 off there. Move that stop up to entry plus 1. And you can see just what's happening here. We're not getting much follow through at all. So we got plus 4, plus 2. 2 off at 4, 2 off at 2. That's 10 ticks or 100 USD. Next up, of course, at 10:21. Half an hour later, 10:21. This is, of course, now after that 10 o'clock news. Different pattern. This is a two-step pattern. We took the breaker pattern for the first trade. This is a two-step now. So short-term trend is up. We didn't get any buyers up top here, right? No buyers up top. So what we do, we look for the reversal. Reversal comes back down. Didn't have enough room for the first one. We look for the second one, break below the second one. You could call it a breaker pattern if you wanted to, but I call it a two-step because it's coming off the highs here. 10:21, two-step short, 68.03, plus 4, plus 3. So my first target, plus 4, move that stop to entry minus 1, lock at all the risk, lock up some profit. Lucky bounce there at plus 3. So we usually get plus 4, plus 1. We got plus 4, plus 3 in this one. 2 off at 4, 2 off at 3. That's 14 ticks, 140 USD. So we got 24 ticks total, guys. 240 USD, and you can see a very easy day. Not much going on today at all. Very quiet. Let's prep for tomorrow, Wednesday, May 26th. We got durable goods at 8:30. That'll be a big news number tomorrow. 10 o'clock new home sales. 10:30 crude oil inventories, and of course 11:30 tomorrow we have your members only training. So members, be sure to make sure you guys are there tomorrow. And as always, we'll come back to you guys tomorrow 7:45. Tuesdays and Thursdays we do webinars. The beginner's course shows you all the setups, all the entry rules, our morning routine. It goes over everything you need to trade with us. And of course, don't forget, for more information about advanced membership, that's sales@schooloftrade.com. My name is Joseph. Call me Joe. Call me JJ. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.